Hello, everybody, and welcome to my channel, Planted by the Brooks. I know it's been a while. I'm sorry it's been a while. I've just, you know, I've had different things on my mind lately and trying to figure things out. But I came across this parable that Yeshua said, and I just wanted to read it and give you a thought or two about it. It's in Matthew chapter 22. It says, And Jesus answered and spoke to them again by parable and said, The kingdom of heaven is like a certain king who arranged a marriage for his son, and sent out his servant to call those who were invited to the wedding, and they were not willing to come. Again, he sent out other servants, saying, Tell those who are invited, See, I have prepared my dinner. My oxen and my fatted cattle are killed, and all things are ready. Come to the wedding. But they made light of it and went their ways, one to his farm, another to his business. And the rest seized his servants, treated them spitefully, and killed them. But when the king heard about it, he was furious, and he sent out his armies, destroyed those murderers, and burned up their cities. Then he said to his servants, The wedding is ready, but those who were invited were not worthy. Therefore go into the highways, and as many as you find, invite them to the wedding. So those servants went out into the highway and gathered together all whom they found, both bad and good, and the wedding hall was filled with guests. But when the king came in to see the guests, he saw a man there who did not have on a wedding garment. So he said to him, Friend, how did you come in here without a wedding garment? And he was speechless. But the king said to the servants, Bind him hand and foot, take him away, and cast him into outer darkness. There will be weeping and gnashing of teeth, for many are called, but few are chosen. I want y'all to really think about this, because this really hit me when I read it earlier. Because how many times has God, Jehovah, called you, asked you to do something, and you turned it down? You put it to the side, or whatever may have happened. But at the time, you didn't want it. You didn't want to hear it. You didn't want to do it, or whatever it was. How many times have you done that? He's going to call. But if you're not ready, you might miss the wedding. It's time we stand up and we listen when he calls us. There's going to be a time when he calls, and if we don't answer the call, we won't be brought. We won't be part of the wedding. We won't be there because we turned it down. And it's one of those things that's hard to hear, because it's makes you think, have I turned something down that I needed to do? Is there something he's calling me to do that I'm not doing? Are you being called, but you're turning it away? He has something for all of us. He's calling each and every one of us. Are we too busy to listen? Do we have the TV on, your tablet, your phone, whatever it might be? Do you have it on to where you can't hear when he's calling you? Because he's calling. He's calling all the time. He wants you to hear. He wants to be part of your life. He wants to be center of you. He don't want to be put aside. He wants to be the main. Your world should be wrapped around him, and everything else comes after that. And if we're not doing that, what are we doing? What would be the point of us being here if we ain't doing what he's asking us to do? If we're not here to be part of a wedding, whether it's the bride or the guest, whichever way it is for whoever, like it says, what is it back here? Hold on, let me find it because I did not. The wedding is ready, but those who were invited were not worthy. Are you worthy of the wedding? Many are called and few are chosen. Are you going to be a part of the ones who are chosen? Or are you going to be part of the ones who turn away and not answer his call? I don't want to be one who misses that call. I want to be one, I'm aiming to be one who is called and chosen. I don't want to be kicked out because I don't have on a wedding garment. I don't want to sit here and turn away because I've got other things to do. I want to listen and do what he's calling me to do. I know it's going to take a while. And I'm working at things. I'm not perfect. I promise I'm not perfect. But I want to be worthy to be called. I want to be worthy to be chosen. And if I have to try my best to be righteous, I don't have a problem with that. There's nothing wrong with trying to be righteous. I think the problem with trying to be righteous is when you put yourself above, when you try to exploit and say, oh, I'm righteous. That's not what I'm doing. I want to be the best I can be at what he's calling me to do, at what he's calling me, when he's calling me, whatever it might be. I want to be the best that I can be at that time, all the time, because I want to be ready for when he calls, when he comes, whatever it is. I want to be ready. You have to find that in between, so to say, to figure out what it is that's going to get you to that point. What is it that's taking my attention away? What is it that's keeping me from studying in my Bible, keeping me from praying, keeping me from worshiping and praising him? What is it that's keeping you away from doing the things you need to do to get closer to him? It's not easy. It's not always easy, but it's not a burden. The things that are, if I watch TV or something, I feel it as a burden. And I struggle with it. And it's hard if something pulls me away from doing things that I feel he wants me to do. So I want y'all to think about that. Just try, and we need to try and be studying in our Bibles and try to be praying on our knees, praying on our faces, worshiping him, giving him glory and honor. If it wasn't for him, you wouldn't be here. If it wasn't for him, you wouldn't have got that promotion. If it wasn't for him, you wouldn't have got the raise or that job that was here or that car you needed or whatever it is. You wouldn't have had that friend who was beside you when you were crying. He put those things there for you. So don't take and say that you did it, that you brought yourself to that position, that you got yourself that raise because you did all the work yourself. It wasn't you. God did that. And if you can't see that, I'm sorry. I just want y'all to think about that, though. Are you going to be part of the wedding? Whether you're the bride or whether you're the guest? Are you going to be like the 10 virgins? I'll read that another time. We'll read that one another time. But what are you going to do? How can you make it to where you're going to be chosen for the bride, the guest of the wedding, or for to be at the wedding in one position or another? What are you going to do? And how are you going to make that choice to try and make it to that wedding? I want y'all to think about that. Anyways, I hope y'all have a very blessed week. It's been a while. Hopefully it won't be so long. But I guess I'll just do a quick little prayer real quick before I get off of here. Jehovah, we thank you for this day, for this word that you have brought before us, Lord. We just thank you for everything that you do, the things that you set in front of us, the things that you put behind us, Lord. I just thank you for all that you do, Lord. And I just ask as our week continues, as we go into the weekend, Lord, because we got Passover coming up, we just thank you for your son that you put here on this earth to come and save us from ourselves, save us from the sin that is before us, Lord. And I just pray that, Lord, as we go throughout our week during unleavened bread, Lord, that we would realize the sin that is in our lives, that we might put it away like we do the leaven out of our house, Lord. Let us glorify and honor you in all that we do, Lord, because if it wasn't for you, we would not be here. You knew us before we were even created. I just thank you for all that you do, Lord, in your blessed and wonderful holy name. Amen. Have a wonderful, blessed week. Passover starts now, and unleavened bread is all next week. So if you ain't learned, if you don't know what it is, you can shoot me a message and I can talk to you about it. But y'all have a wonderful holiday, a wonderful Passover, first fruits, and unleavened bread. Y'all just have a wonderful week, okay?